Leads a needle, Keegan Brown.
The pilot in the back seat, the generator in, well, saved in the back seat, the blitzkrieg pump. Hey, oh, let's go, shoot them in the back now. What they want, I don't know. They're all revved up and ready to go. They're moving in a straight line. They're going through a tight one. They keep the list of them miles. Blitzkrieg pump. The pilot in the back seat. The generator in. What's saved in the back seat?
Und er bekommt's zu tun mit einem jungen Mann aus Deutschland, 22 Jahre alt. Im Vorjahr stand er bei den European Championships im Halbfinale, heuer bei den PDC World Championships im 16. Finale, aktuell im PDC-Ranking auf Platz 28. Meine Damen und Herren, Ladies and Gentlemen, heißen wir ihn herzlich willkommen in Graz. The Maximizer, Max Hopp!
Open, and it sees a man who nearly equalled the record for the number of 180s hit in a single game on the European Tour. Keegan Brown hit an incredible 8 maximums in a 6-4 win over Conan the Librarian Whitehead. And he sets up a clash with a fellow former world youth champion. Just 4 years difference in age between these two, just 2 spots in the world rankings apart. But Max Hopp has done something that Keegan Brown has not, and that's win one of these European Tour events. It looked like he was going to make the final of one in Munich, but misstarts to beat Simon Whitlock in the semis. Keegan Brown has got a senior ranking title to his name, though, and he's the only person to beat Michael van Gerwen on the European Tour this year. 1 spot left in the last 16 here in Graz. The winner faces Ian White, who's just come through against Jamie Hughes. It's the final game of the night. It's the Maximizer and the Needle, and Rob Malarkey's in the commentary box for it.
And it was earlier on in that campaign in Munich, where Hopp made the semi-finals, that these two came together.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg is Max to throw first. Game on.
In round 2. And it was Hopp who came through against Keegan Brown with a 6-3 win. Certainly a match that the crowd played their part in.
108.
And the crowd that have stuck around for this final match of the night will have witnessed Max Hopp open things up with a ton 80. There was a suggestion of a little bit of afters between the two, but I think it was all ironed out in the end. Keegan Brown took exception to the crowd playing their part. There was a bit of a limp handshake, a flyby handshake at the end of it all, but everything was smoothed over. Max Hopp, 4 perfect darts, make that 5. Max Hopp is out of the blocks, and he's thrown 6 perfect darts in the first leg of the match.
The Maximizer with 2 maximums to give himself a chance of just a second 9-darter in his career.
Actually required 141.
141 required. Nope, not going to happen. The tally stays at 3 9-darters on the Euro Tour this year so far.
50.
Back-to-back ton 80s and then a 50. But Hopp down to 91. Although if Keegan Brown can post another ton 80 or something similar, he will stay there.
140. Max required 91.
Oh, ridiculously, Max Hopp was on the 9-darter, and yet after 9 darts, Keegan Brown is closer to a finish. What a guide for the bullseye that is. Oh my word, he's missed that double 16 in single 16 by an absolute yard.
How many times has that happened
49.
today? I have lost count. We must be into double figures of players missing the big number.
Yes, and he thought he had 48 left. He actually had 58 left. Keegan had 50 left and he pinned it. 12 darter. Well, 6 darts of perfection from Max Hopp, and then 6 where all kinds of things went wrong.
Game on.
Well, Max Hopp, lesson learned there, I feel. 6 perfect darts to start things off. Still loses the leg. Keegan Brown even breaks.
And I've just noticed this as well.
96.
Keegan's got the old earplugs in, so he's evidently learnt something from his first clash with Max Hopp.
However, the crowd has diminished somewhat.
Yes, but Keegan Brown might not know. He's got his earplugs in.
140.
And also, he's in Austria.
Well, yes, but he might be thinking mainland Europe, there might be a bit of German solidarity. I think Keegan Brown might go on and win this game and then do his interview at the end and assume that he's been getting barracked from all quarters, but has no idea that it's been pretty silent and fair.
$134.
Has been playing some really good stuff this year, Keegan Brown. It's good to see as well.
100.
Made semi-final in Hildesheim. That came off the back of a semi-final on the Pro Tour. He's been accumulating money with board finals and the odd last 16 on the Pro Tour. We will see him in Sindelfingen as well. So this is the 3rd Euro Tour he's qualified for, but there's a 4th to come next weekend.
Yeah, and he only played in 4 in the whole of 2018 as well, so he's already matched that particular figure with the prospect of more to come. Certainly one more to come, and further tournaments to come down the road, I would have thought, later on this year in the European Tour calendar.
87.
This time Max Hopp does not miss the 16 segment.
After all that.
He's looked at his score, wondered what he wants, had a little think, paused, then gone, yeah, 19s, that's what I need, and left himself a bogey number. Marvellous. Break a throw.
Yeah, 1 break each. In the early stages of this encounter, as Max Hopp makes a return to the treble 20 bed.
Well, Keegan Brown nearly equalled the record for 180s hit by a player in a one-off match on the Euro Tour by hitting 8 against Conan in the opening round. Max Hopp, oh, that's unfortunate. Max Hopp has hit 3 in the first 2 and a bit legs.
Yeah, Conan Whitehead himself hit 3 180s in the match. There were 11 in total. And in the end, it was a day of comparatively few 180s, despite that abundance in the opening match.
100.
Max Hopp, of course, a European Championship semi-finalist last year. Following that success at the German Darts Open in 2018, he qualified for the European Championship and he went all the way to the last 4. He lost 11-10 to the eventual champion James Wade. He picked up his 2nd PDC ranking title last September with the 6-3 win over Matas Razma in the final of Players Championship 19. Was significant for Max as well that he did back up that European Tour success. He was, I think, keen to prove he wasn't a one-off, and there may have been some talk of him being a one-hit wonder, but
96.
Well,
he answered it the right way, I think. I mean, it's very difficult to come through a field of 1-2-8 at the best of times, but it must have been a good feeling for him to do that and just silence a few people.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Max has had it levelled at him as he looks at double 8 now. Ooh, very nearly a superb checkout. But Keegan is poised. 9 off, leaves 76, could go double-double. Does go double-double. Doesn't quite pin it though. I thought he'd be tempted to go 2 double 19s at first, but in the end, Max is allowed back to the board and looking at double 4 for 2-1.
Well, there's a little bit of tension out there on stage, a little bit of nervous energy, and Keegan Brown has the chance for another break of throw. But he's only got one dart in hand at double 10, and that's just about gets him over the line. Despite that missed dart at tops and the missed attempts at double 10, it is a third successive break of throw, and it's advantage Keegan Brown once again. First German to win a European Tour event, Max Hopp. He was, in fact, the first German to reach the semi-finals and the final of one as well, before he went all the way and finished the job.
Yeah, I think some people have questioned Max Hopp's success after a cell broken. Oh, the crowd won it for him. Oh, he only won it because of the crowd. Well, no, he won it because he was averaging 99 all the way through the weekend. Yeah, the crowd can make it difficult for the other player, but Max was playing fantastically that weekend, and then to back it up by winning where there was no crowd and carving his way through the field. There we go. Keegan Brown's earplugs firmly in.
125.
And also the European Championship. I mean, he could have been Max Hopp major champion. Missed darts to beat Wadey.
140.
And he just looks likely. I mean, you take a look at this year, when we've seen him playing, he has put in some excellent displays, and displays the like of which suggest he could go on and do even bigger things than he has already achieved, because he's in the top 24 in the averages list. He's averaging just shy of 95 in the Players' Championship series of events, and we've seen averages 110.5 against Glenn Durrant, 109.3 against Chris Dobie. These are things that, and they were nearly higher than that in those games. As Brown looks at the ball again.
55.
Didn't like that one.
Yeah, all of those things have been done without the benefit, or the supposed benefit, of a German crowd behind him.
Treble 15. Just strays into the treble 2. This could be the first hold of throw coming in here. And Keegan Brown can open up a 2-leg advantage. He's won a couple of times against Max, but lost 3. And it tends, well, it has gone win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. Lovely start.
Keegan Brown. Fifth leg is Max to throw first. Game on.
So the top 8 seeds
100
safely through. Of the remaining 8 seeds, only James Wade so far has booked his place in the last 16. Max Hopp hoping to join him as the number 14. Wade seeded 10. Hopp has had this incredible habit of starting off with ton 80s tonight.
Well, is it 4 maximums in this game, and that is why that first 9 average is up at close to 120. But it doesn't matter because his finishing has been weak.
108.
Second maximum for Keegan, and yeah, that does drag his average to within 12 points of Max. I mean, 15 points behind and 3-1 up.
Yeah, 10 180s for Keegan Brown in this tournament.
161. Something of a party piece for Max Hopp. But he's not going to be forced to go for it, I don't think.
96. Actually, 161.
No, so he can just stay on that treble 20. 60, 60, single 9 is probably what he wants to hit here. There's 160. Well, didn't like the lie, so would he have gone for it? He might have done.
137.
Well, he stayed up there, so if he maybe was going to go for the bullseye, I don't think he would have done that. But why come down for the 17s anyway?
Yeah, 73 remaining here.
139.
So he went for the 57 to try and leave that double 8, but Max Hopp instead is looking at double 12 now. And Max Hopp holds throw to trim the arrears to 3-2. Hopp didn't qualify for the first 2 European Tour events of this year, so just the 2 appearances in Europe prior to this weekend. 1 semi-final, second round defeat by John Henderson last weekend in Saarbrücken, where he was, of course, defending his German Darts Open title.
Yeah, to be fair to Max, he sort of did qualify for them, just forgot to enter.
Sorry.
Which is kind of worse.
It's a very different thing to not qualify. Yeah, did not enter. DNE. Administrative oversight.
Yes. Now he's pretty much starting the darts here. Max Hopp looking to level. Decent guide. Uses it. Uses it well.
Encouragement from the Hopp corner as well, because he's in a good position. He's down to 136 on the brown throw, and if Keegan can't find the trouble here, then Max Hopp will have further room for manoeuvre.
Well, he doesn't need to stay there. He go 419s. Yeah, sensible.
96.
Comes back looking at double top. Another couple in there would make him think, wouldn't it? Oh, wouldn't it? 171. Superb stuff from Keegan Brown.
Well, it might not count for anything in the final reckoning, because, well, that's a long way south of the wire. Double 10 is inside, double 5. They can barely watch over there. And a little wonder that was a very, very early start as well. Far too much tension in the shoulders of Max Hopp and Keegan Brown, looking at double 4 now for a 4-2 lead. Double 2. Big moment this. Max Hopp may well get away with it.
Wow, well, Keegan Brown was missing by a distance for 1 or 2 of those, but nowhere near as much as Max Hopp was missing by. I'm not sure I've seen 3 darts at double missed by more in aggregate. That's pretty solid, though.
That's an awkward pitch as well.
He's clattered into it. He's moved across and just found exactly the same line.
This would be a steal, and it is a steal. It's a holder throw, but that represents a very big leg for Keegan Brown. Max Hopp was a little bit erratic there with his finishing. Very wide of the mark. Well, and so too was Keegan Brown in the initial stages as he tried to finish things off as well, but he gets the job done. He leads 4-2, and he's another big step closer.
Well, there you see, Max Hopp is averaging 99 with a first 9 average of 117. We could be looking at another one of those big Max Hopp 110 averages if his finishing had not been so woeful.
And that is how disappointing his returns have been so far this evening. 9 missed starts at a double.
To be fair,
a lot of those have come in clusters as well.
Yes, exactly. And mainly in the 3rd and 6th leg. In the first leg, he'd gone 6 perfect darts and then had 2 poor visits. Didn't even get a dart for it. So it's the back end of legs where Max Hopp has found ways to lose them. But Keegan Brown is getting the job done. He's not playing to the level he provided yesterday against Conan Whitehead. I mean, that was a 96.5 average. It was very solid. I mean, obviously, you hit 8 180s, then you would hope your average is going to be up in the 90s at least.
There we saw when Max is winning legs, the 2 legs he's won have been very stylishly done. A 13-dart break and a 13-dart hold. But away from that, he has gifted the opportunities to his opponent.
Yeah, well, that's it. Max Hopp is pinning the double first dart, and if he's not, he ain't going to hit it.
127. Actually, 152.
Sensible use of the bullseye from Keegan Brown. 25 would have left him on a checkout. Looks good. Looks great.
It's taking a bit too long in between that second and third dart. I've noticed this before with Max. Sometimes when he builds up to the big moment, he can take just a little bit too long and he loses a bit of momentum. Now, okay, he will return here looking at double 16 anyway.
56. Match require 32.
Well, if he misses a dart at double in a leg, it's not but a good sign because he won't actually hit one. Well, he's hit a double. It's the wrong one though, Max.
And the danger here with double 9 of coming inside. And thereby losing another dart at double in the next visit if he gets the opportunity. Keegan Brown looking at treble 18 for double 16. He's found the first part of the equation. Double 16 for a 5-2 lead. And that will really, really, really hurt Max Hopp. Once again, punished for missed darts at a double, and there have been far too many of them.
Game on.
Well, Max Hopp, I don't know what he's seeing when he looks at a dartboard, but the treble 20 must look like the size of John Henderson,
58.
and the doubles must look sort of Martin Schindler size, because it just does not make any sense, does it? He is scoring well. He's hit 4 180s. He's got a front 9 average of nearly 120, but he's 2 out of 15 on the doubles. And Keegan Brown has
52.
gobbled up those opportunities, but what was that? I can only assume that it's, I mean, he's wiping his hand there. I can only assume it slipped out, but that's a real Rob Cross slipper dart.
140.
Well, there's a chance here for Max to get one back, but the trouble is the way he's been finishing, he might well build up an advantage in this leg, but still not be able to finish it off anyway.
Well, no lead is enough for Max Hopp in this match.
Unless he can just pull a rabbit out of the hat with a 170, for example, right here and now, just to kick-start his campaign once again. He needs a catalyst from somewhere. Well, the 170 is not going to go, but he needs to try and give himself something to work with at least.
96.
Keegan should look at the bullseye here.
105.
Leaves him on a checkout. Again, sensible use of that 25 and bull. Max is going to get one dart, and one dart is all he needs at legs if he wins them.
34.
That has happened too often.
Well, in the last leg it was double 16 when he strayed into the double 7. The double 9 was a problem. Keegan Brown might take this 167, you know. Hopp breathes again.
139. Actually,
And he finally hit a double after missing a first dart at one in the leg. Can he? Yes, he can.
A real issue had he not found that double 20. As it is, it's a break back, but he still needs to find 3 or more legs. And the way this match has played out so far, you have to really fancy Keegan Brown to just about hold off Max Hopp and any threat that is forthcoming.
He's kind of there for the taking though, Keegan, isn't he? Because I mean, he was 3-1 up in this game, averaging 15 points less than Max Hopp. For the rest of the game, he's typically been around about 10 points lower on the averages, and yet he keeps on winning legs because Max cannot hit doubles. The scoring, from a man who hit 8 180s in the first round, the scoring has just not really been there for Keegan. Not enough to live with Max, but it hasn't mattered. And unfortunately, from Max's perspective, Keegan is at a point in this game now, one leg away, where literally just 2 or 3 good visits back to back, and that's that. Auf Wiedersehen. And he's putting them together. Good stuff from Keegan Brown.
Yeah, good response this. I mean, there will be those who say it's always going to be difficult to emulate a performance where you hit 8 180s in your opening match, especially when you are stepping up in trip and taking on the number 14 seed and Germany's number 1. But, you know, if he's done it once, if it's there, it's part of his game.
Gets the numbers right again, Keegan Brown. He's been good at least leaving himself on those big out shots. No idea why he went back up to the 20 there. Absolutely no clue.
Actually,
Well, that makes, well, it's okay, 1-2-1, but it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, one treble only gets him a dart at the bullseye for the match. And he will have a look at that 1-2-1. Whereas if he just, you know, a single 20, one treble would have got him a dart at the outer ring, and the outer ring holds no fear for Keegan Brown, unlike Max Hopp. Treble 20, unless he goes bull, or 17s, which leaves treble 18. And he can stay there to try and leave double 16. It's not really worked out.
Yeah, and he's found the treble 18 on a couple of occasions at good times in this match so far tonight as well. But Keegan Brown hoping that Max Hopp cannot find this 102. 82 with 2 darts remaining. Not going to happen. He was looking for treble 14 tops. And so Keegan Brown returns looking at 68. And
double
now
16. Match dart miss. Max Hopp has not been killed off just yet. He's still alive in this one. Entourage looking on nervously. This has not been a fun watch for Max Hopp fans. All started so well, it was looking so good, he was confident, he was hitting big scores, but as the game has gone on, I think their faces tell the story. Nobody's confident that he's going to win the leg, no matter how many darts at double he gets. There's the downside of being stubborn on the 20. You can have things like that happen.
39.
This is the leg where Keegan needs to get the job done. 134 to kick things off is a good start.
Yeah, this is where he really needs to step up.
96.
And almost 200 points between the pair of them now, and Max needs to find a big response, otherwise this one may well be in danger of slipping away. He might not even get down to below 400 here.
59.
Tentative baby steps from Keegan Brown once again.
Well, Max Hopp is looking
43.
like he's going to become the only seeded player to be knocked out in this evening's session. After 6 of the 8 went this afternoon.
150.
Yeah, we could well have a situation where essentially it's the top 8 seeds plus James Wade left in the field for tomorrow, along with the unseeded players who have made it through, and Keegan Brown could well be one of them.
60.
Well, it's almost as if the poor doubling has infected Max Hopp's scoring. And Keegan Brown puts this one to bed with an assured 100 checkout. By far the biggest checkout of the game, and he gets some revenge for his defeat on the Euro Tour to the Maximizer just a few weeks ago. Brown goes through to round 3. He will face the Diamond Ian White, the number 3 seed, for a spot in the quarter-finals. That concludes the action here from Graz today. We will be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. local time. We'll leave you with a few words from the final winner on day 2. It's the Needle, Keegan Brown.
Und steht in der nächsten Runde und wird uns morgen wieder beehren. Einen kräftigen Applaus für Keegan Brown. Keegan, I think Graz is definitely one of the hottest tournaments, right?
It's a little bit warm, I'm not going to lie. It's getting atmosphere, I think it's very balanced and very glad to get through.
Also, es ist warm, aber schön langsam kommt hinzu. We're looking forward to see you tomorrow again. Have a nice evening and all the best for tomorrow, meine Damen und Herren. Keegan Brown.